So this is the practice of Hatha Yoga. Okay? So our master realized that there's so many things in a human being. There were just so many assets, so many parts of us. So then he also brought in Jnana Yoga. Now what is Jnana Yoga? The word Jnana means knowledge. So, and what does one do in Jnana Yoga? Self-analysis. Who am I? The question I asked as a teenager. Why am I here? What am I to do? What is my life about? Who is God? What is God? Is there a God? Are we energy? All these questions. Ponder. Analysis. Constant analysis. And our master put into many of his meditations, the meditations were you just sit quiet like that. Who am I? Am I this body? I remember the first time he said it to me, are you your body? And I, yeah. Until I realized I'm not, it's just on loan. Took me many years to realize that. But didn't you think, I'm really not, it's on loan. Am I this mind? And if you think about your mind, all your thoughts are related to things of this earth all the time. What she did, what he did, what to do, what not to do, what to eat, what to drink, this and that. Its mind is constantly, why did you spinning. So, and it's all to do with this earth or personal, I, me, mine, my world. My world has just become so small with my mind. So, consciousness is far greater than just one single mind. I mean, look how many minds are in this room. Oh my God, how did I get so trapped in one single mind? There's so many minds. So each mind must be different. So how do you get so caught up in I, me, and mine? My master used to say, the more you say I, me, and mine, the more minds will explode. He was really good with words, by the way. He was such a character. His pun on words was absolutely brilliant. So anyway, so pranayama is that science, that brilliant science. Because while you're breathing and when you stop breathing, actually that's the most effective. It's very quiet. Maybe you're thinking what comes next, that's it. But that's one thought compared to the millions that you would have normally. So you breathe in and then you breathe out. Pranayama. And in Jnana Yoga, use pranayama. That was my point. When you are in Jnana Yoga, who am I? You will ask all these questions, but keep breathing as you ask these questions. Why? Because the mind will go all over the place and you want to keep it simple, focused. So as you're asking, who am I? Wait for an inner answer. Don't try to use the mind to tell you all the answers from what you have read. What you have read will help you to get there, but it will talk to you too much as well. So it'll be too much intelligence and not enough of listening to what is coming up from within you, deep within you. And if you learn to listen with the breathing, ask the question, who am I? And just breathe in and breathe out and wait. And wait, am I this body? Am I this mind? You know, it's all connected with this. Well, so who am I? What am I? Just wait. And then answers start to come. In time, they start to come. You know, I struggled for years asking the question, is there free will or not? Struggled. Nobody could answer me. No, I got answers, but they didn't make sense to me. For years, I just did that Jnana Yoga. Is there free will? If we don't have free will, then why should I bother to do this? Is there free will? There's God's will. That means I'm a puppet. You know, kind of all these thoughts, too much judgment. One day, I was out for dinner with my husband, I'll never forget it, in Kalahonda, on a weekend off. We have a lovely conversation. I go into the ladies' room, and suddenly I get it. The answer comes. I saw, I understood. Wow, I came out of the ladies' room. My husband goes, "What's happening? You look so happy." I said, it's one of my crazy things. I've been asking myself for years about free will. I think I finally understood it, experienced it. I experienced the answer. It came from deep within at a time when I least expected to. Do you see? That's how it works. When you expect an answer means you want to give yourself the answer. So Jnana Yoga is that constant analysis of who am I. And then we have the next one, Raj Yoga, which we're starting in September, as I told you. And Raj Yoga actually incorporates all the yogas, but is based on mostly meditation and ethics. You need to lead a moral and ethical life in order to really understand and be in deep meditation. And with the practice, our goal is to reach samadhi in Raj Yoga. And what is samadhi? It means connection with the consciousness, really, or God, or whatever you want to call it, or higher self, whatever you want to call it. That is samadhi. And in that state, there is only be still and know that I am God. St. Paul said, we were all temples of God. And that's what we do in meditation to reach that state. You need the stillness, you need the quiet time. Really, in this age, more than ever, meditation is so important. Really, because we're surrounded by noise in our generation. Cars, planes, bicycles, bikes, music, iPhones, bing bing, WhatsApp, constant. Why do you think so many people suffer from panic attacks today? No quiet at all, no quiet time. So it is medicine for yourself. Your body, your soul. Skip anything you want, but don't skip your meditation. Even if it's 5 minutes, don't skip that. It is that time that you charge yourself with the prana, with chi, with ki, as they call it in Japan, with ether, with what prana. Just fill your body with that energy and shakti, and it will give you enough to go through the day, through your obstacles, through your fears. It'll keep you connected to the divine in you. It will keep you from falling into depression. It will save you. Don't give up your meditation for anyone or anything. It is what connects you to who you are when you are no longer the body. And one day you will no longer be the body. So get connected to who you are. Now, while you're living, that's the idea of Raj Yoga. Do it now. As Master Shivananda would say, serve, love, give, meditate, purify, realize, do good, be kind, and be compassionate and quiet. Who am I? And be free, adapt, adjust, accommodate. Bear insult, bear injury, highest sadhana, the highest practice. Just learn that one song and there is your medicine for life. And you don't need to see a doctor, you don't need to see a psychologist, unless your body breaks down. Sometimes the machine breaks down because of old age or whatever, Somebody said to me the other day, it was my birthday, happy birthday, Nalanie. What did he say? Do you remember? He said, if you get up after the age of 50 and you have no aches and pains, what is it? You will be dead. It means you're dead. Yeah, it means you're dead, and I couldn't stop laughing. He said, if you get up after the age of 50 and you don't have aches and pains, it means you're dead. I couldn't stop laughing. I found it so funny. But anyway, that was a joke. Wrong time, wrong place, not applicable. So where was I at?
Serve, love, give.
Yeah, serve, love, give. So if you have that poem by your bedside, and I promise you, when I first started, I had that poem by my bedside, and plus Mother Teresa's prayer, plus all Swami Satchidananda saying, faith and fear do not go together. So I said, if I'm fearful, means I don't have enough faith. So all these little saying, and nothing is impossible. Nothing is impossible. If you have complete faith, nothing is impossible. And every time I felt life was impossible or tiring or exhausting, as we all feel, we go through painful times, we go through sad times, and sometimes it's just exhausting, isn't it? You just feel so tired. You go, what for? I'm just so tired, you know? Maybe I shouldn't be here. I'm so exhausted. And then I used to say, if you have complete faith, nothing is impossible. This is a mental state. Change it, serve, love, give, purify. And I'd read myself all these things. And this was 10 minutes even before I got up to meditate. So they talk about positive affirmations. But you know, what's the point of positive affirmations if you're not, you know, people go, somebody told me she really wanted to be wealthy. So she said, she saw The Secret, so she put all this dollar signs everywhere in her house, in a billboard, everything. And she goes, you know, as you think, it becomes, I'm wealthy, I'm wealthy. 1 year later, totally broke. Totally broke. I said, you know, what is these words without actions? Do you see how we fool ourselves? Yes, as you think, it becomes. But you gotta have to put action into it. Even if you want to have an apple, you have to go and get the apple. You can't just sit here, I want an apple, I want an apple, I want an apple, I want an apple. You know, unless you're a saint and you have total faith. Raja Yoga, so you contemplate. The goal is samadhi. Samadhi means connection with the consciousness or God, whatever you want to call it. And through ethical practices, be kind, be good. This has to be clean. So if you got anger, the first thing you need to do is learn to work with it. Transform your anger into love. Transform it into forgiveness. Love, forgiveness, practice it, and you can practice it. I did it, I taught it to all my students, they've all done it. I mean, I'm really blessed to be surrounded by wonderful human beings who work on their own minds rather than judge people. And you know, they have worked on themselves, and I've seen the benefit of this practice, cleaning up your own mind. So if somebody makes you angry or you have a grudge, put them in your heart, cover them with light. See yourself next to them, hold their hands, and say, I forgive you. Please forgive me too. Always say, please forgive me too. Takes 2 hands to clap, even though you can't see it. Alright? Even though you can't see it. It does take 2 hands to clap. So learn to ask for forgiveness too. And then you see the person walk away smiling, and you also walk away smiling. Don't follow them. You don't want to get into another angry state. Let them go, bye. Be happy in your life, leave me alone, bless you, bless you, bless you. And that's how you do it. And you know, it really worked a charm for me, you know, but I did it for a long time, every day. And 6 months later, I really, from my heart, when I saw this person who'd caused me so much anguish, and I saw this person, I thought, all I felt was compassion. How did that work? Magic, it does work. Because I really wanted to be free. So it really depends on how much you want to be free. I wanted to be free. I wanted to connect with God. How much do you want to be free? It's a question you have to help yourself. Ask yourself. I wanted peace above anything else. Do you want peace above anything else? Ask yourself those questions. See, that also in Raj Yoga, you also got the Jnana Yoga. What do I want? You know, who am I? So, ethical practices. And then we study the yamas, niyamas, and all the ethical practices in the science of Raja Yoga. It also covers Hatha Yoga, which is asana. It also covers pranayama, which is the breathing. It covers also sense control. Learn to control your senses. Don't let anything control you. Be in control of your desires. You can have any desire you want if you know how to control it. If it starts to control you, you are in big trouble. Addiction will start, anger will start, fear will come in, all that will come into your mind. So watch that nothing controls you and you are in charge of, whatever you decide to. That's the freedom we do have. Freedom of the moment. This is not good for me. This is good for me. So learn that's pratyahara. So, and then in that Raj Yoga is the practice of contemplation and concentration. Learn to focus at the job at hand. So if you have to make photocopies, make the photocopies, see if they come out clear. Job at hand. Let me go press this button, 10 wrong copies, where's the ink, smudge the ink, break the printer. That's not focusing. Focus on every single job you do. One-pointedness. So you learn to concentrate. Learn to concentrate on everything. This is what they call mindfulness today. It's been a science that's been available for thousands of years. Okay, that is what mindfulness is today. Focus on the moment. Oh my God. So just practice that, all right? All the time. And then by itself, through concentration, you will finally get to the point of samadhi, which is connection. Because at the final analysis, everything you concentrate on will have the same undefinable presence or consciousness. Undefinable. What do I mean by that? You go, what is this flower? Somebody planted it. It was a seed. Who planted it? Who planted it before then? Before then? And you can go on forever. Who was the first one? You'll never know. Undefinable. Look up there at our universe. Undefinable. And we will end up, as the scientists do, saying it's all consciousness. At that point, there's nothing else to learn. The truth is simple. Love each other. Love each other, that's all there is to do. We're the same. We're all the same. We come from the same consciousness. That's why when we hurt others, we don't feel good. That's why when we hurt the earth or we see the earth in pain, we are not comfortable. Because we're connected. When you see the news and you feel compassion for a stranger, because we're already connected, we're not strangers. Gurudev would used to say, it's like children going into a chocolate shop, a chocolate factory. I don't know about you when you were young, but when I was young, when we went to a bakery, they used to make different shapes of chocolates, like teddy bears, and some were squirrels, and some more different shapes. Did you have that here?
Yeah.
Okay, all the different shapes. So, as children, I always loved the teddy bear, and maybe one of my brothers would choose the squirrel or something else, right? But all of it was made from the same chocolate. But yet, my teddy bear was far more delicious than my brother's squirrel. Really, it was exactly the same chocolate. And that's basically who we are, all one. So that is Raj Yoga. After that, Gurudev talks about Japa Yoga. Japa, japa, japa. What is japa? Japa is a repetition of a mantra. What does the word mantra mean? That which liberates and protects. How can a sound liberate you and free you and clear the mind? How can it do that? Because it's vibration. Sound is vibration. We are vibrating all the time. The atoms in our body are constantly vibrating. That is why when you go into deep relaxation, how many of you have felt when you go into deep relaxation, the tingling on your fingertips? How many of you felt it? Yeah. How many have you felt like, whoa, the energy here on the crown of your head, whoa, it's so warm and it's so hot, and you can feel all the energy coming through? How many of you felt it? Yeah. So, that is japa, sound, vibration. We are sound. The best vibration for us is the That's why they call it And my master says that's why the first man was called Adam. And that's why the resistance to electricity is measured in ohms. And the Muslims say Amin. And the Jewish say Shalom. And that's why there is Om and Home. So if you look at all these hints from words in nature, and Sri Patanjali tells us in the science I'm going to teach you in starting in September, when you reflect on this sound and the energy of the vibration, and you know what you're doing, and you're repeating that vibration, then you become one with it. You become one with it. So, and that's why if you can, you find a nice, Shanti has one, maybe she's kind enough if you want to send it to you. There's a lovely meditation that I love to use all the time. It just goes, and you feel it in your, do you feel it coming from deep in here? You do it with me. Do you feel your own vibration? Can you feel your own vibration? Can you feel it working on your heart? Now, if you have a weakness in your stomach and you do it really deep, it actually clears it. It's like, today they use sonic sound to heal. You know that. Ultrasound, to get pictures. Sound is used a lot in healing today. They clean jewelry with sound. Isn't it quite something? So the yogis knew it all along. Sound. So japa, repeating a mantra is japa yoga. If you don't believe, I don't want a Hindu mantra like Om Namah Shivaya, whatever, use whichever one you need. What works for you? Some people will say, Thy will be done. Christ have mercy. Christ have mercy. Thy will be done. It's up to you. Om Mani Padme Hum, Buddhists. Choose the one that makes you feel really comfortable. And repeat it constantly, because it helps your vibrational field. You actually become protected with mantra. I have seen this again and again in my life. So that is japa. And finally, bhakti. Oh no, there's bhakti and there's karma as well. Oh, I should rush. Okay. Okay, I won't go into stories. Bhakti yoga is, bhakti means love, to sing, to dance. Your life should be full of love. And when is it full of love? When you love your neighbor as yourself, you love the world. When you love nature, when you get up in gratitude. Sri Patanjali tells us, for one who practices contentment, what happens? Supreme joy is gained. And the love we're talking about is not, I love you. No, it's not that. Or possession. It's not that kind of love. It's nothing to do with any of that. That is all exaggeration. The love is from deep, deep, deep within. You feel like you just really love everyone and everything, because everything is divine. And normally associated with bhakti yoga is singing, also chanting, japa, but it's singing, laughing. A real bhakti yogi is always one who's joyful and laughing and singing, because you're in a state of, you're madly in love with God, and God is everything, and God is everywhere. You may have an individual form. You know, many bhaktis have a form. Many bhaktis need a form. You know, like, let's say you are a Christian or Catholic, your form would probably be Lord Jesus. Rather than look at Lord Jesus as a suffering with the thorns, you see Lord Jesus as loving us unconditionally. How much peace He gave to the world. How much He taught us. And you start falling in love with that wonderful soul that mixed with tax collectors, that mixed with prostitutes, that mixed with the Gentiles. Boy, was he a rebel that killed people on the Sabbath, which was a no-no. And then through that, when you fall in love, let's say, with that form, there is a connection, and that connection takes you to another level of love. For me, I used it with my guru. Meditate on his form, not the physical form. I started with the physical form because I love that energy, that light, that kindness, that strength, that straightforwardness, that fearlessness. So I saw those energies every time I meditated. As you think, so that is bhakti, and it comes from deep, deep within, till that form disintegrates, finally, at the undefinable. There is no more form. Today, it's not a form anymore for me. It's just this, can't even describe it, so I'm going to try, but it's really, I'm insulting the experience. It's just like a feeling of overwhelming bliss from within. The feeling of total protection, total love, total inner peace. So that is bhakti yoga, and it doesn't have to be flamboyant. So the final one is karma yoga. The path of service. Service is karma means three different things, but today we're talking about cause and effect and service. Service, service, service. Serve everybody as if they're divine. Serve everybody as if they're part of you. Serve everybody as they're your family. Inside, sometimes you can't serve them outwardly, because if you do in that way, they'll think you're nuts and crazy. But inside, sometimes you can wish them well. One of the practices, a subtle practice of karma yoga and also bhakti and also japa all in one, was one that I did to change my mind when I first started this path, was walk up Main Street. Instead of being judgmental as I used to be, I used to bless everybody I passed. You're a child of God, bless you. Oh my God, you have beautiful eyes. Oh my God, you got lovely hair. Oh my God, you're a child of God. How did God design you so beautifully? And that kind of practice I did every day on my way to work, and really meant it in my brain. And before I knew it, it's just automatic to see the best in everyone. Do you know, it just became automatic. Because when you practice something long enough, and really mean it, what happens? Practice for a long time without a break, with all your heart. New brain waves start to form. What did Dr. Mala call it, for those who went to a course on neuroscience? New pathways, new connections, scientific. So karma yoga is serving without expecting anything in return. You know, we all know you can do a lot for people, and they will always disappoint you when you expect something in return. So do it for the sake of the love of doing. Don't do it to please anyone. Do it because you love doing it. When every action is based in love, it becomes karma yoga. The moment you expect, you will be disappointed. Isn't it true? Don't expect. I do it because I love it. It makes me feel good. Our master really taught me about karma yoga, and I really would like you to memorize this one. He said, what is a perfect action? A perfect action is one that causes no harm to anyone, some benefit to someone, yourself included. So many people, they serve, they go, oh, I did this for that one, and I did this. And I met somebody who worked with a Red Cross in Africa and came to visit many years ago. And go, I did this for that one, and I did this for them. And you know what? They're also corrupt. I said, I know. When you come to this kind of charity, you see a lot of corruption. I wasn't angry, but he was so angry. So I asked him, why do you do it then? It's not a perfect action. If you're going to do it and curse the people that you are doing it for, better not to do it. Is it a win-win? It's not a win-win. It's not a perfect action. You're better off not doing charity than becoming a grumpy man and upsetting the whole world. So be careful with this service. Service should be done with joy and love. And one thing I always say, a yoga taught me was, I was a people pleaser before a yoga. So say yes, 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 and then go home, complain. Ugh, what's the point? I became a martyr and I didn't like myself. So I learned to say no, I can't do it, sorry. And if people got upset, that's not my problem. I can't do it. I do my best, that's all I can. And if I can't do anymore, I can't do anymore. I can't split myself in a million pieces. Can any of us do that? So we can just do what we can do. And I found that is a really nice win-win situation to be in. Because otherwise we make hypocrites of ourselves. And we're not born to be hypocrites. And then we're done with karma yoga. And I let you go home.